You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Tuesday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby.
After today, we're on vacation for the next week.
You can go ahead and tell people Happy Tuesday. This is our Friday. We are gone.
Yeah, we are going to have some bonus podcast stuff coming up, so we'll have some stuff sprinkled in over the next few days there.
Yeah, that's right. Coming up on Friday, we've recorded a full 25, 30 minutes, somewhere in there. Just sit down original podcast. Basically, you're getting a bonus podcast that's never been heard on the radio. So that'll be on Friday. And then on Saturday, we're doing another bonus, Monday, the holiday Monday, another bonus episode that we're calling No Bad Questions, which is very similar to Texas Tuesday, Texas Thursday, where you can just, whatever you want to ask us, you can ask us and we'll answer it. And we can really answer a lot of them because we're on the podcast now. There is a lot of stuff that we get texted during Tuesdays and Thursdays we cannot talk about.
All right, well, I'm done talking because I'm looking to start my vacation.
Vacation boys!
Let's get into this podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
If you could have a click-style remote like the one Adam Sandler had in that movie, what would you use it for, man?
The volume button.
Are you more likely to turn something up or turn it down?
Well, I was thinking more like if you got a bad seat at a concert, you could turn it up so you got like essentially the front row view of the sound, or if you got a nagging wife.
See, there we go. I was like, wow, this is not the negative answer I thought it was going to be, but then you snuck it in at the end.
I mean, yeah, I was just thinking like turning it down if the neighbors are partying too loud or like you got a baby crying or something, but that's clutch actually.
All them damn squirrels in your garage, you could just point the remote and turn them all down.
Or you got the neighbors that are being, a little too loud sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, depending on what they're doing, maybe you want to turn it up. I'm not here to
it might be interesting. What was that about your cousin? Huh?
Actually, that would be so nice. You think someone's talking smack about you and you just turn the volume up a little bit?
It would be perfect.
Thanks, Quinn. We've also got friend of the show, Steve, on the phone here. Steve, if you had the click-style remote, what would you use it for?
Depending on who it is, buddy, they'd have to go push the eject button.
Imagine just being able to look across the room, somebody you don't like, point a remote at them, and all of a sudden they just rocket take off.
See ya, buddy.
I thought you were talking about making people poop their pants, to be honest.
No.
He said eject, not evacuate.
You got it.
You eat too much Taco Bell or something? You're too drunk? You think you're going to puke?
Eject.
I guess we all have different ideas of what eject means.
Different thoughts. I mean, maybe it's because I'm a parent, right? He says eject, and I'm just thinking like kids running around the house being a bunch of little turds.
Yeah.
You just hit the eject button, all of a sudden they're outside.
Yeah,
it's gone.
Hitting the eject button in my mind is completely different, by the way.
Imagine being a bouncer at a bar with an eject button. It's like, that guy's being a dick.
I was thinking I would love if you could have, I don't know, everyone has Amazon Prime now, like if you watch the actual streaming service.
Oh, yeah.
When you pause the show,
X-ray,
it always shows like who's on screen.
Yeah.
We all have those moments in life where like you see someone and they're like, they know who you, and they're like, hey, Drew, how's it going? And you're like, I don't have a clue who this guy is.
You hit the pause button, and not only does it come up, this is their name, and here's a short bio on how you know them, things to reference. It's like a visual Rolodex that pops up, and it's like, here's how to communicate with this.
I would like to have that, and I would like to have subtitles, because sometimes I have no idea what people are saying.
Like, we are the same. That was the first thing that came to my mind. The closed caption button gets a workout on my remote, and it would in my life remote too.
How nice would it be to make a trip down to Quebec and know that what everybody is saying the entire damn time?
Oh,
man.
That's right. Subtitles, because not only would you be able to see crystal clear what people are saying, even in a loud room, but you'd get translations. Oh, you could make a killing on that. Selling that, I'll buy 3 right now.
As we're talking about this, is this just like the future of those Google like glasses and stuff that they're making now?
Or the Apple Vision Pro.
Like the more what we're talking about, this is just basically what they're doing.
Well, I mean, stuff like the volume, the closed captioning, stuff like that. Yes, I don't think Google or Apple has gotten the rewind, fast forward part.
Or the eject button yet.
Not well. I mean, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Apple, right? I feel like the way that company goes, they'll figure out a way for you to launch somebody out of your living room.
They'll have like 5 different chargers for it. None of them are the same.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
What about a channel change button?
I'd be good with that. Well, it depends. Because just like with real cable, you don't know what's on the next channel if you're just flipping.
You need the guide.
Yeah, that's it. You push one button, a little guide comes up with a list of other things you could be doing. And you're just like, you know what? I would like to be at a hockey game right now.
You know what? I do want to get divorced.
Those Netflix interactive shows that they have now where you can choose your own adventure with the remote.
Yeah.
You're sitting there in an argument with the missus and it's like, work things out or pack it in.
Yeah.
Everything goes into super ultra slow motion. There's like some Jeopardy music in the background. You're like,
With the guide, it'd be nice though, because you get the preview of it. So it'd be like you're sleeping on the couch tonight, and you're like, shit. Like,
maybe I won't.
Yeah. She's taking everything. And you're like, we can make it work.
This little subtext is she gets the dog.
Yeah.
Work it out. We can make this work.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
There's this video I keep seeing pop up on my feed. It's of a dude, I think, in Rochester, who's outside of McDonald's, and apparently, well, he didn't get the extra hash brown that he ordered, so he decided to stand in the drive-thru with like, I don't know, it looks like a karaoke, set up a microphone and a speaker, just yelling this over and over.
Extra hash brown. I paid for an extra hash brown. Where's my extra hash brown? What the hell? Where's my extra hash brown? Look at my receipt. Where's my extra hash brown? Where's my extra hash brown?
It just keeps going.
Where's my extra hash brown? Wait for my extra hash brown.
He's literally standing like right by the second drive-through window. And just profusely just yelling, just over and over and
Where's
over
my
again.
extra hash brown?
Where's my extra hash brown?
There's like, the best part is on TikTok, there's like 3 different angles.
Yeah.
Of like one person's in the drive-thru, another person's in the parking lot, someone's sitting on the other side of the parking lot.
Because that's the thing. This man is a spectacle, right?
Yeah.
Like, when you go to a drive-thru, especially for breakfast, you really are on autopilot. You just get up to the window, you order the same thing you get every time, go to the window, pay, drive off, eat it in the car, try to start your day. When somebody is suddenly in the drive-thru with a karaoke machine screaming about hash browns, it's going to catch your attention. It is a spectacle.
I mean, there's part of me that wonders if maybe it was just McDonald's planting him there, trying to sell extra hash browns, maybe.
I'm not going to lie. You've been like recording this clip, editing this clip, now playing it on the air for the last 5 minutes, and I am dying for a hash brown.
Right? Like, if you're sitting in the drive-thru and you just got a coffee that morning and all you're hearing is
Where's my extra hash brown?
over and over again, you might be like, I can go for a hash brown right about now.
This is the modern day where's the beef?
Now, there is no news on if the guy ever did get his hash brown or not.
Did they make him right?
I'd honestly love to know that. I respect the hell out of him because I can't lie. There's a lot of times where this stuff happens where I go through the drive-thru and I'm like, I'm just going to go home.
Dude,
like,
there's so many. Like, this is me. Every time I go through a drive-thru, get a drink and don't get a straw. You're giving me a milkshake. Where's the straw?
Yeah.
Where's my extra straw?
What the hell?
I don't know if it's just because, like, I used to work at restaurants. I still, I know people don't mess with your food. Like, I worked in kitchens for 5-6 years. I only saw it maybe happen, like, 2-3 times.
They're not actively trying to sabotage your order.
But I'm very scared to pull one of these and then, like...
Where's my extra hash brown?
And then I'd be worried that they're just going to, like, mess with my food at that point.
That's the thing. Even if I'm that guy and I'm out in the drive-thru and I'm screaming over and over again, where's my extra hash brown? If somebody comes out of the McDonald's with a single hash brown,
I'm not trusting
in
it.
the little paper thing, I'm not eating that hash brown. There's no way that hash brown hasn't been tampered with.
It's like, it's really stupid, but you know how there's still people in our society that are scared of people with tattoos?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'd say like 75% of people with tattoos are good people. It's like 75% of people that work in kitchens are good people. Not all of them.
That's the problem.
But 75% of them are.
Any number less than 100 means you are at risk.
If you want to see this video for yourself, text hashbrown to 762-555. I'll send it your way.
If anybody has an extra hash brown, can someone help this guy out?
What the hell?
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
You know what the best part is? I don't know. Obviously, American to Canadian, there's a price difference. This is in Rochester, but I looked it up. If this man was in the McDonald's down the way, right here, this would mean he's freaking out about $2.
Valid.
$2 for a hash brown.
Valid.
What the hell?
Someone sent us a text message and said the hash brown guy would make some sick EDM drops.
Honestly, he's got a, like, especially the way he just carries on, he's got a cadence.
While you went to the bathroom there, I did try and figure something out. I hope this works.
Ooh. Yes.
Where's my extra hash brown?
And then I tried one more here.
What the hell?
Oh, what the hell goes hard in the club?
What the hell is being added to our soundboard today?
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast. It's time for Brock and Dalby's Draft.
All right. In honor of this guy,
Where's my extra hash brown?
we are doing the potato draft this morning.
Because that's a level of passion you only get for a top tier food. And undeniably, potatoes are an S tier food.
All right, you won rock, paper, scissors, so you get the number one pick, Dalby.
I feel like number one overall in this one. Fairly easy. Maybe up for debate. But in my mind, there's no greater method of eating potatoes than the mashed potato.
And the mashed potato.
A good bowl of mashed potatoes. It's the perfect side. It goes with everything. I could eat it on its own if I'm being honest. Leftover mashed potatoes taste damn near just as good. You mix in gravy. Good Lord.
I like that. I wouldn't have put it as high because at number one, I'm going to put vodka, dude.
Damn.
I'm going to put vodka at number one.
I was hoping, and I should have known better. I had that stashed down at number 5.
It is the only vegetable that I really enjoy drinking.
Damn you and your willingness to go blind.
It's a vegetable that mixes with damn well everything, man. It's great.
Man's got a point.
Number one pick, vodka for me.
Fair enough. Number 2 pick, you do risk leaving this on the table because now I feel like I got number 1, number 2. I'm going with the French fry, baby.
I knew that's how it was going to be, right?
The French fry, baby.
Now, with my number 2 pick, I am going to go with the hash brown here.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the hash brown, specifically the McDonald's hash brown.
I think that's. I think you say the hash brown patty. I think that's the encompassing. It's just.
I think I'm going to go specifically McDonald's.
Only McDonald's.
Tim Hortons is trash.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Everywhere, no one. It's like the McDonald's fries. The hash browns are top tier.
I'll say this: an A&W. I don't have it on my list, but A&W patty is also good. Tim Hortons. Number 3 on the Dalby side of the best potato draft. I go not once, but the twice baked potato. You bake it again. You get the whipped cream, the bacon bits, the butter.
Yeah, not as good as my number 3 pick, potato chips.
Potato chips are good. Potato chips are okay. I don't know. I feel like it's not the potato that's doing the heavy lifting in that situation. It's the seasonings. It's the flavors.
Well, I mean, you can have all the seasonings you want, but if you don't have the potato chip,
I get that.
You're
it's
lost.
A base layer.
You're lost.
I give you that. For number 4, on my side of the list, I go potato salad. Ugh. Potato salad's a good time. Yep. Don't you look at me.
You're not invited to the barbecue.
Don't you go look at me with potato vodka as your number 1 and you're going to look down on potato salad?
Vodka's made from potatoes. That's what it is.
Classic side dish.
Okay.
Every picnic, every barbecue made better with someone bringing potato salad.
It's okay to be wrong sometimes. Coming in at number 4, I am going to go with tater tots.
Damn, that was my next one.
Tater tots is not something I always have, but it's nice when I go somewhere and they're like, "Do you want tots instead of fries?" And I'm like, "Oh hell yeah!" And Napoleon Dynamite was one of my favorite movies growing up, so pocket tots.
Tots is good. I'll wrap up number 5 on my side of the equation. It's another potato side dish, most commonly found at a Mary Brown's. You got to go with the potato wedges. Big, thick, cut, triangular wedges. Again, the way they hold the gravy, you leave the skin on for a little bit of extra crunch. Ooh, potato wedges.
Coming in at number 5, it's something that every restaurant used to have in like 2010, and for some reason it's dropped off. Potato skins, dude.
Do you know why it dropped off?
Why?
Because they're disgusting.
It says the guy bringing potato salad to the potluck.
I feel like you're going to find way more support for potato salad than potato skins in 2024.
Potato skins were like Jersey Shore. It was like the biggest craze, man.
Yeah, and like Jersey Shore, we sobered up and moved on.
Bring potato skins back, all right? That's all I'm saying.
I had the first overall pick. Here's the Dalby list of potatoes. It's mashed potatoes at number 1, French fries, twice baked potatoes, potato salad, and potato wedges.
All right, number 1, I went vodka. Because it's the best vegetable to drink, all right? Number 2, hash browns. Number 3, potato chips. Number 4, I went tater tots. And at number 5, I went potato skins.
Do you vote for a delicious array of beautiful side dishes? Or do you go blind from grain alcohol and see where you go from there?
Where my booze hound's at this morning.
That's what you're voting for today.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Remember Jeff Daniels? He was in Dumb and Dumber, which is where a lot of people remember him, but also has been in a ton of different movies and TV shows. The Newsroom is one that he gets a lot of attention for, as he played like a
great actor, yeah.
TV news reporter. He's got a new show come out on Netflix, and he was doing some interviews. It's called A Man in Full, and People Magazine sat down with him. Dude's 69 years old.
Nice.
He was asked about being married to his high school sweetheart, like his high school girlfriend. They got married back in 1979, still together, still making it work. Says, what made this relationship last the test of time? And he goes, knowing when to shut up.
I'll give that man a round of applause. Right now, those are words to live by, dude.
Absolutely. You know, he says, he goes on to say, mansplaining is a disease and the cure is to just stop talking. And I'm thinking about this, like I'm reading this quote and I'm like, that is true. Sometimes in a relationship, whether you're right, whether you're wrong, whatever, sometimes the best course of action is just to shut up.
Yeah.
But also, that's just great advice for literally living life.
Oh, I mean, I think at least once a day we all need to be told to shut up.
Right? There's not one situation where someone could give you the advice, you got to know when to shut up, and it would be wrong. Like at work, we all need to learn when to shut up at some point. Whether you're in an argument with a boss, maybe you're talking to a coworker.
I'll say this. I watched a lot of Cops and live PD during the pandemic. That was my jam. A lot of people need to learn to shut up when they're talking to the police because they only make things worse for themselves.
Dude, there's so many videos on like TikTok and Instagram and stuff now that are just like, people have entire accounts based around, what do you do when you see the cops? Shut the 3825 up.
I think just in general, if you're ever going to tell a lie, tell your lie and then shut up.
That's
dude.
the thing. The more you try and justify it, the more you try, because people think like, oh, if the lie has a lot of details, it's more believable. Maybe, but now those are all details you have to remember.
Same thing with the cops in sports. Any kids that are up right now, shut up to the refs.
Yeah.
The more you yap at them, the more they're going to have your number, dude.
At the end of the day, you might be 100% right, and it might feel so good to go up. Baseball season, right? It might be so good to tell the umpire everything you're thinking. But you're going to watch the rest of the game from the bench.
And I know we started talking about like relationships and stuff like that, but even for all the guys out there, when you're talking to your friend's girlfriend, shut up, dude.
Oh, God.
Just shut up sometimes.
There's just so many ways it can go wrong.
You know that great story and that memory that we have?
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't need to say everything, you know?
Dude, when you see videos of like the best man giving a speech at the wedding and it's about like, oh, I remember that time 20 years ago, me and you. So shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. Remember there was a time before her. We don't need to bring up everything.
Don't need to tell that
Remember
story.
the land before time?
How about me and you grab a drink quietly later? You can tell me then.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
It's refreshing to hear someone say something like that because a lot, especially in like these modern times of influencers and social media, where everybody's trying to like help you with your relationship. A lot of the advice you get is really like bubblegum, dream, like it's just not raw. It's not real. It doesn't feel like it applies to every relationship.
Yeah.
It feels like they're trying to church it up a little bit. It's nice to have somebody come forward and be like, no, it's just, sometimes you just got to shut your mouth.
Yeah.
And you're going to be happier that way.
Relationship advice that something me and Courtney have recently started doing. Have 2 blankets in the bed. You don't need to share the same blanket.
Yes. Oh my God.
Absolute game changer. The past 6 months we started doing this.
Buddy, I need to say, I'm proud of you for the strength to say this. I've been doing this since I was married 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And I've just never said anything because I thought people would think it's weird. But 2 blankets is the ultimate solution.
We used to argue all the time about like one of us pulling the blanket or like I don't like the dogs being under the blanket because they make me too hot. And then we finally just settled that we're just going to have our own blankets.
Dude, and even like maybe like somebody likes a duvet, somebody wants a thinner blanket. You can do that. You're grown-ups. You can each have a blanket. It does not mean the relationship is bad.
It has made sleeping so much better because when you first get in a relationship, you're all like, I want to snuggle all the time.
Yeah.
And they're like, now we're like going on 5 years and we're like, I just want to sleep sometimes, dude.
Eventually, in every relationship, good or bad, the honeymoon phase comes to an end and you start to need some space from the other person. That's completely normal. And having 2 blankets is the perfect example.
Highly recommended, honestly.
Also, learning to be bored together. Like, this is a thing when you're in early relationships is like nothing's happening and you both start panicking. Like, oh my God, are we not a good fit for each other? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. We're just sitting here. We're not doing anything. That's fine. You can be on your phone. She can be playing a video game. You can just be bored together and not doing anything. And that's perfectly normal in a relationship.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're allowed to just be bored. That's just life.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thinking that you're going to be doing like cool, crazy, fun relationship stuff 24/7 for your whole life is insanity. Just sit down and stare at the ceiling together. You'll enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
And while you're there, if you got to fart, just let it fart. Just let it go. That's relationship advice everybody needs.
I mean, that's when you just got to get out of the way early. I mean, the longer you're holding it in, which A, isn't good for your body.
That's what I'm saying.
And B, why are we all pretending that we don't fart?
Right.
You know?
You're in this weird phase with another person where you're pretending you don't have normal body function.
Yeah.
If I met a person that legitimately, medically never farted, I would be like, you are a wonder of science.
I've heard people tell stories that like they've held them in for like 6 months.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's so unnecessary.
I know, right?
It's painful.
Well, it's just like I feel like you haven't really gotten to know each other. I mean, that first I don't mean to be crass here or anything, but that first fart is hilarious. I feel like, you know, there's a few things you should remember in your relationship, like, you know, your first kiss, maybe the first time you made love, whatever, your first date, I guess even before all of that.
First dance.
But the first fart.
It's funny.
I remember Courtney's and I's.
Yeah.
We were at a bonfire in Saskatchewan.
Perfect.
We were sitting there. We were laughing at this guy's dumb shirt that was sitting in front of us. I laughed so hard that I rumbled the bench underneath us, and I actually looked at her and I was like, this isn't how it was supposed to happen.
This wasn't supposed to be the first time.
And all barriers were broken after that. And,
you're immediately more comfortable.
I'd like to think that was our Disney fairy tale ending right there, and that's where the movie ended. You know what I mean? They never show how the rest of it goes on, but like
the rest of it you do during the credits with like 20 years later. Blah,
she
blah, blah.
instantly laughed, and I was like, man, I love you.
She's the one. There you go. Fellas, ladies, if you're in a new relationship, learn to be bored. learn when to shut up, and just go ahead and fart.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Apparently, today is National Dance Like a Chicken Day.
Oh, I thought it was just wedding season. Sorry, guys, the only time I ever hear this song.
Honestly, I did look into it, though, because I was curious.
Okay.
Do you know the origin of the chicken dance?
Alcohol is what I always assumed, but no, I don't know, like, its actual
There's actually
background.
kind of an interesting story to the chicken dance.
Okay.
Apparently, it was originally a Swiss song. I'm going to butcher the hell out of this.
Sure.
They're Tentas? I don't know what I'm saying, but basically in Swiss, it was translated to the duck dance. It was actually originally the duck dance, made by a Swiss accordion player, Werner Thomas, back in 1950.
Okay, good for him.
And people would do a dance to it. Now, the dance first came to North America in the United States in 1981 during Oktoberfest celebrations in Oklahoma. A German band wanted to demonstrate the dance, bringing it from Europe to North America. And they wanted to do it in costume, but they couldn't find any duck costumes for their TV appearance. So what they did was they used the chicken costume instead, and hence, ever since then, we've just called it the chicken dance instead of the duck dance.
It's crazy to think that if there had been a costume store better equipped, that to this day we'd be talking about doing the duck dance at the wedding.
Yeah. Also, fun fact for you, there are more than 140 recorded versions. Over 40 million copies of the chicken dance have been sold worldwide.
Is it one of the greatest selling songs of all time? That's got to be big numbers,
It's
right?
got to be in like a top 200 or something for sure.
Damn. That's crazy.
It also, in my opinion, might be the most popular song and dance combo.
I mean, maybe the most well-known, right? When you think about other ones, right? What do you got? Like the Macarena,
The YMCA.
the YMCA, the Soulja Boy.
Yeah, the Cha-Cha Slide.
Yeah.
That was a huge school dance hit for
The
sure.
Twist.
The Twist.
The Tootsie Roll.
Yeah. Cotton Eye Joe.
Does Cotton Eye Joe have a dance, or
It's
is
the
it
stomp.
just get drunk and stomp your feet?
That's a dance, is it not?
I feel like everybody's got their own version of it.
That's
but-
a stomp. That's
All
a
right,
dance.
all right, I'll
I
give it to
feel
you.
like it.
I'll give it to you.
I'm trying to think. What are some other ones? Yeah, I mean, the YMCA is probably the biggest one because it was free advertising for a company for the longest time.
I mean, it's probably the one that had the most marketing value, but I would argue that the Macarena overall was probably a bigger, because that was a worldwide sensation that still to this day, I have never seen my kids do the YMCA. My son did the Macarena like 3 days ago for no reason.
True, yeah.
It's just one of those ones that stands the test of time because nobody really knows what it's about.
I'm also going to say it's the unofficial dance for this song, but if you ever hear "What is Love" and you don't do the Night at the Roxbury head
The head bop? Yeah.
we can't be friends.
If you're not putting your passenger side window at risk, you're not doing it right.
if you're not picking chicks up at the bar and doing that with your buddy, you guys are missing out.
Who, me, him, me, him.
That guy just grabbed my ass.
For more Brock and Dalby, tune in weekday mornings 5:30 to 9.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast is brought to you by badshop.ca, the Brock and Dalby merch store. With all proceeds going to the Canadian Cancer Society.